Good evening, Internet. Stream here playing Standard tonight, and the MTG World Championship was this past weekend. Despite the banning of several of their best cards in the last year or so, Izzet was still totally dominant with a top 8 packed with variants of less than decks that draw absurd numbers of cards and kill every creature, allowing prowessed up Otter tokens just march across for easy wins. So tonight we're doing what we like to do, and we're going to try to punch Grant and company for their shenanigans with some Mardu Otter destruction. Let's take a look. So we're a Mardu midrange / control deck, and our primary plan is to leverage creatures that damage our opponents when they draw cards, and protect those creatures as well as we possibly can. We're also packing a dragon package that uses Dragonstorm enchantments and disruptive dragons to wear away our opponent's life total and get in there for evasive attacks. And of course, as Mardu, we've got plenty of interaction, including a good amount of burden that can go to our opponents' faces to blow up their stuff, ruin their plans, and close out games. So this deck is really targeted at the Lesson Otter Stormchasing talent decks, which basically are using lessons to draw a whole bunch of cards, including a bunch of red removal spells that they use to kill every creature that you play. They have Grand that really enables this engine, allowing them to play their lesson cards for cheap, and they end up in a situation where they can actually play literal Ancestral Recall. They're drawing 3 cards for 1 mana at instant speed repeatedly until they just draw their entire deck, kill everything on your board, and kill you. So what we're focusing on is pieces that hurt our opponents when they draw cards, like Razorkin Needlehead, of course, and the Scrawling Crawler. We've got a total of 7 of these guys that ping our opponent every time they draw a card. The Scrawling Crawler also makes it so that we draw cards, extra cards every turn, which is kind of nice for us. We like to do that. Of course, the Izzet decks, they draw all of their removal spells, so it's very hard to keep creatures on the battlefield against them. That's why our secret sauce is the Crystal Barricades. We're running 2 of these in the main. They're 0/4 defender with give us hexproof and prevents all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. So this means that all of our opponents' lesson spells that would be directed at our Razorkin Needleheads and our Scrawling Crawlers are instead having to target the Crystal Barricade. So hopefully each one of these will absorb 2 red removal spells, meaning that our opponents are doomed to die to the pings they're going to take off our Needleheads and Crawlers. We got 2 Crystal Barricades in the main deck. We've got another, the full playset filled out in the sideboard. They also use repeated Stormchasers talents, looping that back with Boomerang basics to draw a bunch of cards, of course, and to create a board full of prowess tokens. So that is another angle that we have to be wary of. Their actual win con is the Otter tokens, so you may disrupt them from getting their Ancestral Recalls online, but they still just kill you with the Otters. So how are we going to fight this? We've already mentioned the Razorkin Needleheads and Scrawling Crawlers. And the Crystal Barricades. We've got Pest Control in our main board as a tool against the Stormchasers talents. It kills both the enchantment itself as well as any and all Otter tokens on the battlefield. I think this is a really good time to be playing this card in the sideboard, at least, because there are so many Stormchasers talent decks in the format. It doesn't kill anything in our deck, by the way. Also, we've got some discard in our main board, as I always like to play in black decks. We got a couple of Soul Search, which just exiles a card for 2 mana from our opponent's hand. You can use whatever discard piece you like. I like the fact that this exiles because it means that the lesson or whatever it is that we're discarding doesn't count towards the lesson total, which is relevant for their lesson spells. Now we've also got a couple of Strategic Betrayal in the main board that kills a creature, which usually will be an Otter token that our opponent would sacrifice to this. Sometimes it will be a Grand, which would be good for us, but it also just exiles their graveyard, so away go all those lessons that they may have seeded their graveyard with. Which primarily the importance of that is that it makes their burn spells, their combustion lessons do less damage, which means it's harder for them to kill the Barricades and therefore the Needleheads and Crawlers. So we are a dragon deck, as mentioned. That's going to be our plan B or our plan A against a lot of decks. We've got our Corrosive Dragonstorms, which we are going to repeatedly loop since we are playing a bunch of dragons. I kind of like this card. It's only 2 mana. It drains for 2 when it enters the battlefield and lets us surveil 2, which really fixes our draws. And we'll be repeatedly picking this up and playing it again as we play our dragons. Our dragons include the Clarion Conquerors, who are just a very good metagame call right now. I really like the fact that this completely hoses the Badgermole Cub decks, shutting down the mana production from any waterbended lands or earthbended lands, as well as from mana dorks. This is just a really good card. Also shuts down Kaido activations. It really does a lot of work, and it's a 3-mana dragon, so we're playing it. And then, of course, we got my favorite, the Scavenger Regents, just so versatile in a deck like this as a sweeper and a evasive flyer for only 4 mana. And then we're running a couple of Magmatic Hellkites, which I really like the bodies on this. A 4/5 flyer for 4 mana. The 5 toughness is actually kind of hard for opponents to kill with red removal spells, and it also destroys an opponent's non-basic land when it enters, which can be used to like disrupt their fountain ports or creature lands. It's nice to have access to this effect on a good sized evasive body. And then we've got a 1 of Twin Flame Tyrant, which doubles up the damage of everything that we do. That includes all the pings that we would ping our opponent with off our Needleheads and Scrawling Crawlers. It's just a 1 of, kind of a fun of, over-the-top, bomby type of play that really makes our deck, accelerates the speed of our kills a lot. And because we're Mardu, we've got tons of removal. We need to be able to kill cheap creatures quickly and early. So we've got Burst Lightning, we've got Lightning Helix as burn spells that can go to face. We got a couple of Abrades, which are really good against the Lesson decks also that run the Monument of Endurance. We've got Get Lost, which is good for this deck. Actually, we're a good Get Lost deck. Since we're playing Clarion Conqueror, it means that our opponent won't be able to crack those clue tokens. We've got a Bitter Triumph and a Shoot the Sheriff and the aforementioned Strategic Betrayals. And we've got a 1 of Inevitable Defeat, just because I feel obliged to play at least 1 copy of this card whenever I'm playing Mardu. 23 lands is a little bit less than you would think for the mana value, but we do have the 4 Corroding Dragon Storms, and we get a number of Surveils from our mana base as well. Unfortunately, we are a Rakdos deck, so we still don't have Blood Crypts, which means we're going to have awkward and painful mana draws, so we'll just hope that our mana base cooperates with us as much as possible. The sideboard contains some additional discard, a Duress, and a Poison the Waters will be brought in against matchups where those cards are good. We got some more early game removal in a Burst Lightning and a Lightning Helix. We've got Crystal Barricades number 3 and 4. We've got an Exercise to exile those artifacts, enchantments, big creatures. We've got a long goodbyes for some more removal. We've got Rest in Peace 1 and 2 to go with our Strategic Betrayals as Graveyard Hate. A couple of Voice of Victories are good against control decks that want to play at instant speed. We got Pest Control number 2 in the sideboard, and we got a 1 of Ride's End for additional removal against big creatures and mid-range decks. So that is Mardu Otter Destruction, and I think in testing, I've actually beaten like the Lessons deck. I did lose to it once. Like as good as tuned as this is for the Lessons matchup, it's still like not a shoe-in to beat that deck because that deck is so redundantly good. But anyway, I hope that we play against that every matchup because we should really have the advantage in that matchup, and we're not bad in others as well. It's a really fun deck. So let's get into some matches on the Platinum tier of Standard. If you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Maxwell Bond will be our first opponent with Mardu Otter Destruction. We'll be on the play. And our hand looks good. Let's keep. Scrawling Crawler to go with our Needlehead? Sure. So I guess we want to... What did they get? Temple of Silence. Sure, let's play our Needlehead. Dang you. Let the pinging begin. Caustic Bronco. Okay. Let's Soul Search. The house grows hungry and a bunch of land. Alright. We'll attack with our Needlehead. It has first strike when it's attacking. It has first strike when it's attacking opponent. Okay, they drew Get Lost. For turn. So if we play this Conqueror now, we can't use our maps. Okay, we drew a Needlehead. Let's map up this Needlehead. That's a good draw. Land. Perfect. Land. Beautiful. Alright, attack with Needlehead. Oh, they have this Sanctuary. God, this has different art than I'm used to. Okay, they don't have enough mana to activate it. I was like, darn it, am I going to get cheesed? I could have killed it anyways. Oh, this only exiles non-land permanents, so I couldn't have. But you know what I can do? I can play this Magmatic Hellkite. Let's blow up the Sanctuary. Goodseal's Flanker. Gonna gain life and scry. Cosmic Bronco is back. The crazy godless shrine. A braid, eh? Sure, let's just abrade this flanker. Punk scoops. So, what's happening over there? I think we want redirect lightning against the black decks. They're gonna have black removal. And they have creatures, so that's kind of what this card is intended for. We could add a duress maybe, but maybe we'll just run like this, make one cut. We'll cut pest control. Let's try this. And this hand looks totally fine. We'll keep. Alright. Strategic Betrayal. Sure, it'll kill something. Like that Voice of Victory, for instance. More Voices of Victory. Okay. Let's play our Scrawling Crawler. We can block the Voice of Victory if they don't have a removal spell, which I'm sure they will. Surprise, surprise. Okay, Dragonstorm, that's good. Or the Clarion Conqueror, rather. Do we want Sacred Foundry? I don't think we do. We will. I guess just get lost the Voice of Victory. The Conqueror will make it so that they... I guess I could have waited until next turn. Taking 3 damage. Because now if they play a creature... Okay, good. They didn't play a creature to immediately be able to crack their maps. So we can actually storm again. I don't think we need either of those cards at the moment. Alright, we bounce our Dragonstorms. Hey, they also have Scrawling Crawlers, okay. Let's attack with our dragon. Dragonstorm. Shoot the Sheriff should be good. I guess we'll just play this on black. We don't need to shock. We're not even getting full surveil value right now. I guess shocking would have let us kill this Scrawling Crawler. Yeah, it would have been better to shock there. Yep, because now they can just use the thing, which I could have avoided. We'll just kill this Scrawling Crawler now, I guess. Dragon Storm? We're looking for dragons at this point. We have drawn a lot of lands. Beza. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just gets life and a treasure. So they're just like a mid-range deck, basically. Borzov mid-range. Lightning Helix. Okay. Pass. Take 4. Overlord. Yeah, let's draw a dragon here, please. Oh, come on, deck. Come on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands? In the top 23 cards, you'd think like half my deck is lands, but it's not. So we're gonna have to find something. More land. Okay. Activating their land. So, kill this. Elspeth's Smite, so they're gonna kill their own guys so that I don't gain life, sure. Then we can kill one of these. And then... I don't know, opponent. You think you can beat us? A braid. Okay. Well, that was a pretty pitiful draw for us. We can do better than that. We know what we're up against at least. So they are like a Virtue of Persistence deck. Long Goodbye, I think. They've got Voices of Victory. I don't think I like the Burst Lightnings, but I like the Lightning Helix. I'm gonna board out the Crystal Barricades. Let's get a Poison the Waters. Let's get a Ride's End. Gotta deal with Beza and Exercise. And we'll board out one Needlehead. They're not particularly, this stuff isn't like particularly good against them. Maybe I'll bring in one more Duress and we'll go down to 5 of these card draw dudes. Let's try that. Okay, our hand looks pretty good. We do need a second red source, but we'll find it. Okay, another land. Well, it's a tap land because of our stupid Rakdos. Why can't we have blood crypts? So I know I want to Thoughtseize you before I start playing creatures, so let's just do that now. Tolls of War, Caustic Bronco, so they're like a sacrifice deck? Caustic Bronco, they don't have any sack outlets showing yet. Well, the Overlord is the most powerful card in their hands, so I guess I'll take that. They have no removal at the moment, so drawing an untapped, like a mountain, would be great. That's nice. I like that. Now they can't crack their clue. There's the Caustic Bronco. Alright, let's attack with our Conqueror. So I can either bolt this Caustic Bronco or I can play the Needlehead. I can't do both. I think I'll play the Needlehead. Long Goodbye should be good. There's Visa. Visa really is a ridiculously good card. Just like catch up dot card. Okay, they take 7 damage. They just take a bunch of damage. You take life equals the card's mana value. So they lost 7 life off of that Caustic Bronco attack. We can attack. Razorkin has first strike. So we can Lightning Helix you before we deal damage. Play a tap land, hold up this Long Goodbye. Virtue of Persistence. Okay. Cannot crack their clue. More Tolls of War? Sure. Another clue you can't use? Totally fine. They did not attack with the Caustic Bronco. Do I want to just kill it? I don't think I'm going to get a better target for this, so I might as well. Strategic Betrayal. Okay, let's attack with our dragon. Play another dragon. Blow up the Fountain Port. Comes back stunned. That's just kind of cool. Alright, they get 2 1/1s. Corroding Dragonstorm? Ooh, that's a good one. So we'll drain you for 2. Lightning Helix on top. Opponent scoops. Alright. Game 3, you got there. Barrett, the Virtuous, will be our next opponent. We'll be on the play. Hand looks good. We'll keep. Start with all our colors. Uh-oh. Could be Badger Moles. So, clearly we kill this elf, right? Or do we save it for a mole? I just don't know anymore. Are you supposed to bolt the Llanowar elf? Yeah, we'll bolt the bird. And end the elf. Bolt the bird. Same principle. Abrade the elf. Okay, we just have a scavenging ooze. Alright, let's start deploying these dudes. Okay, removal spell number 1. Okay, we draw Scavenger Regents. I think we'll just play another Needlehead. Play this on black. Removal spell number 2. Oh, they don't have it. What? It is inevitable. Oh, there's the Badger Mole. Yeah, I was thinking I might play a green deck that wasn't a Badger Mole Cub deck. Sure, we'll take 3. Shoot the Sheriff. Yeah, let's shoot this Badger Mole Cub. They just float a bunch of mana. Let's go to combat. Scooze exiles it. Play another Needlehead. I do have this inevitable defeat for this game. The Ooze's defeat is inevitable. Opponent has gained a few life points off their Scooze, though. Dude. And us got our Clarion Conquerors. Alright, let's scry a land into the graveyard. I think we're just gonna defeat the Ooze, and then next turn we can sweep up all of their little weenies. So yeah, we just do this now. We don't want them to like play a Snakes in the Veil or something. Broid. Well, if we can draw an untapped land, that would be good. Yeah, I'm gonna block. I'm low on life. We did not draw an untapped land, so I think we just lose the Ouroboros now. It's gonna hit for 4 next turn. I can sweep everything but the Ouroboros. Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. X equals 3. And we probably just lose to this. We'll see. We got more removal. Maybe we can draw. We certainly have removal that can hit it. Whenever it counters one other creature, you draw a card. Once a turn, sure. Lightning Helix. I think we're not technically dead. But we basically have no chance. Okay. Learning Conqueror. Go. Yeah, they're both going to be out of... This is going to be out of range of block plus Lightning Helix. So... Actually, we're just dead. We're just dead. I can gain 3 life, but... You know, we're not coming back from that. I guess that was premature. I could have gained 3 life. Like, I would have had to double block, so I'd be at 7 facing down their board and maybe top deck something, but it's looking grim. Okay, so against that, I mean, our main board is good against that. They're drawing extra cards with their enchantments. They're a Badger Cub deck, so the Clarion Conqueror is good. I think we want Long Goodbye. Poison the Waters. I mean, anything that can kill creatures cheaply. I mean, if we have a Clarion Conqueror, the Scavenging Ooze can't activate its ability, so I don't think we even need Rest in Peace. We just need to kill their stuff. Pest Control also is good. So what's not good? Crystal Barricade. We'll cut the Twin Flame Tyrants. I think we'll cut a couple of these guys. Yeah, maybe we'll just go down to 2 Needleheads, 2 Crawlers. Let's try this. Alright. Well, we can kill Badger Moles, I guess, so it's a keep. Sort of. We don't have Clarion Conqueror, but we can bolt the first one. Elf. Do I want to kill the elf? I guess so. I mean, I can X equals 2 this. Maybe if I draw another untapped land. So they go Badger Mole on their turn. Then it's pretty bad. I'm gonna Dragon Storm. I'm getting greedy. I want to like get more than one. I want to get all their creatures with my sweeper. Okay, so Razorkin, Needlehead plus land. I think we'll bin this Needlehead. Hollow Merc Siege. Whenever creature is put into counters put on a creature, you gain you draw a card once a turn. Okay. Let's Soul Search. Just a bunch of removal. Take that dragon. a braid. I could just play this dragon. Nah, I'm gonna sweep. X equals 1. We know there's nothing they can do, but we'll just X equals 2 because we can, I guess. They don't have anything they can do to boost up their creatures, so 1 would have been sufficient, but just in case, there's some 0 mana pump spell you can play from outside the game. More paw patches. Alright, we'll sweep those 2, I guess. We did lose out on 2 opportunities to bounce our Dragonstorm, which is unfortunate. I suppose there was an argument for just playing the dragon there, but we'll draw another dragon. It'll die right away. Get lost. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just play this Crawling Scrawler. Scrawling Crawler. Get their removal spells out of their hands. Sure, we'll grab Plains. Another Hollowmark Siege. On Abzan. Alright. I should kill one of these, I feel. We'll kill that one. Oh, there's a Magmatic Hellkite. Pick up our Dragonstorm. Gets killed. Alright, Dragonstorm. Clarion Conqueror, beautiful. And do we want Godless Shrine after that? I don't think we need Godless Shrine. We need something good. And let's take a look at your last card. Strategic Betrayal, no thank you. Alright. We got a kill spell for this one. Not yet, at least. Alright, Dragonstorm. Drain you. 2 lands? No thanks. Get in there. Another Dragonstorm, okay. 2 more lands. Okay, opponent's had enough. We're gonna bring in Exercise and Duress and redirect Lightning. We do have our pest controls. I'm gonna cut 1 pest control. You know, I think I actually like pest control better than like some of this spot removal. Like, maybe it's better than a braid. Cut another burst lightning. Let's try this. Well, pest control could be really good, but that's the only relevant card we have. Opponent mulliganed. I think I'm also gonna mulligan. Okay, triple Clarion Conquerors should be good. And like, I almost want all 3. which would mean bidding a land. I don't think I should really do that, though. I'm on the draw, and I got a surveil land, so I can bin a land. The thing is, they're going to have removal spells. Let's be safe. We'll bin one of our conquerors. Llanowar. Of course, our first draw is a land. Into more lands. Sirach. Yeah, I think we'll just kill that and give them a card. Unfortunately. Hollowmark Siege. Alright, let's play this. Oh, dude. On white, I guess. Like, do I really want to shock it, though? Yeah, I do. I do. Would have been nice to play this Storm first. They cannot tap their Llanowar Elf for mana. Heartless there. Lightning Helix. Alright, let's Storm. More Clarion Conquerors? We like Clarion Conquerors. Reclamation Sage to blow up my Corroding Dragonstorm. Okay. Conqueror. Duress. Let's attack. Play our Conqueror. Let's play a tap land. More duress. Where's my crystal barricade? Paw patch, just a single bunny. Alright, opponent's in race mode. Another Llanowar that can't tap for mana. Alright, here's the Dragonstorm. Drain you. Land. What is up, deck? Is 23 lands too much? Okay, opponent's had enough. GG's. Perfect. This is our perfect opponent. 5 lands, a Braid, inevitable defeats on the play. With a Surveil, okay, I can buy it. We just need to not draw more lands. I'll take a Helix. Alright, play a tap land. Razorkin Needlehead. Helix. Crystal Barricade. Alright, we'll play this on white, I guess. So they might be on mono red. There's a mono red deck I've seen people are brewing to try to, you know, beat the Otter deck. Do their claw haste, sure. Alright, let's kill this hired claw. Play this barricade. Nova Hellkite. Gets in a whack. Burst Lightning. Alright, I think I want to play my own Magmatic Hellkite. Blow up this rock face village. Stunning that land actually put them off of their Hellkite for the turn. That's kind of cool. Lightning Helix. Start attacking. Here comes the Hellkite. Can ping our barricade, but we can defeat it. Drain for 3. Continue attacking. We've got 7 points of burn in hand. On scoops. Okay. So, give me all 4 crystal barricades. Just stuff that kills cheap creatures. Long goodbye. Lightning Helix. Burst Lightning. Right end. Pest Control. I think 1 Pest Control is probably enough, actually. Because that deck, it really only has like the Hired Claws as 1-drops, I think. They don't really draw cards, so we can cut some of this stuff for sure. Yeah, I think we're leaning on our dragons in this matchup. All right, we'll cut the Twin Flame Tyrant since we're going down on all this stuff. Let's try this. Okay, 1 removal spell. Oh, we got the Sweeper here. We can keep this. So opponent is on the mono red version of the anti-Otter deck. We'll play this on red. Which it uses, they do have the Razorkin Needleheads. I think they also have the, there's the 2-mana lizards that make you take damage whenever you cast a, non-creature spell that's cheap. And then they got the Nova Hellkites. They've got burn spells, so there's the Needlehead. Yeah, let's Helix the Needlehead. A Braid. Well, let's play this Clarion Conqueror. They have a Lightning Strike. Strategic Betrayal. Alright. Let's just strategically trail then. Another Bastronaut. We just want to kill their creatures. Another Clarion Conqueror. Alright. Yeah, let's go for the Conqueror. Where's our crystal barricades? Zhao the Moonslayer. Non-basic lands injured tapped. Okay. So this land comes into play tapped. Let's play this 4/4 Regent. So this thing, you can 7 to make them into a Blood Moon. Yeah, we'll just take it. Crystal Barricade, that's a good one. You got Zhao. Sunspine Lynx. Yep. So we're gonna take 4 damage from this. Go ahead and kill that. Cannot crack the land. That guy's menace. Okay. Attack. Play this Hellkite. I think we got him here. They can't kill our creatures with burn spells. Okay, GG's. The Barricade's so good against mono red. Beast moves 95 will be our next opponent. Are they playing Otters? Let's hope they're playing Otters, because we're ready to destroy Otters. We're going to be on the play, and our hand looks good. We'll keep. Bushwhack. So is this another... I just have to assume it's another Badger Mole Cub deck. Alright, we're going to play our Needlehead. Whoa, it's a 2-drop that's not a Badger Mole? What are they doing? When this creature enters, create a food token. Whenever you sack a food, you may search your library for a basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. So when you sack food, you can also ramp. Alright, I'm just gonna kill that guy. Oh, why did I not play my Raucous Theater? Overlord. Speaking of ramping. So we'll play this Corroding Dragonstorm. Another Corroding Dragonstorm and a land. We'll bin the land. And I guess we'll play this Swamp and hold up Shoot the Sheriff. More bushwhacking. They are ramping, no doubt about that. They're gonna eat their food. What are they ramping to is the question. Alright, let's Dragonstorm. Let's find a dragon, please. Scrawling Crawler Soul Search. I could see Soul Search being good. I don't know about Scrawling Crawler. Yeah, I think I'll just bin the Crawler, keep the Soul Search. Overlord. Alright, let's Soul Search you. Make sure you don't have a Snakeskin Veil or something. Oh, double Doppelgangs. Well, we can't stop a big Doppelgang. Lightning Helix, okay. I'm gonna Doppelgang my Corroding Dragonstorm and my Needleheads. Well, probably dead now. They're at 10. Harvests. I'm gonna take this. We draw Strategic Betrayal. Yeah, that's not going to be enough to get us there, so I can hit them for 6, 7. Yeah, we're dead here, unfortunately, I think. Kill one of those Needleheads, go up to 7. Then I have to jump block. I can kill both the Needleheads, basically. Well, we'll see if it's enough. I'm not going to scoop yet. I have to chump block though is the problem. I can't even get in an attack. Actually, I guess I can attack once. An attack for 6 takes me to 1. Extinguisher battleship. I'm gonna go up land. And my Needlehead. Needlehead keeps us alive for one more turn. So Doppelgang, huge mana. Well, we want exercise. We want duress. That's probably it, right? I think we have anything else. We just need to go aggro. So I guess we're bringing in the Voice of Victory. Just try to burn them out. All of our burn spells. We don't need crystal barricades. We don't need pest control. Bitter Triumph. I think I cut Shoot the Sheriff also. Because we have other ways of dealing with their little guy and with the overlords. Yeah, cut a break because it can't go to face. Just try to burn them out, go fast, and disrupt their hand as much as possible. This hand doesn't really do enough. I guess the Corroding Dragonstorms can find us something, maybe. It's pretty unexciting. I'd much rather have some form of creature. Yeah, I'm actually gonna mulligan this. Okay, here at least we have like a duress and a creature, so we'll keep being one of these Dragonstorms. Alright, let's Soul Search, I think. Alright, they won't be able to activate their Heaped Harvests with my Clarion Conqueror. Nor will they be able to crack their food. So I think I'm actually just taking Encroaching Dragonstorm, because that lets them ramp without having to actually do anything. There's the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. He is pretty unlucky, actually. Harvest that doesn't do anything. It does ramp them with the initial casting, but they can't sack it. Okay, so I think we need to duress the other Heaped Harvest. Or we could just take Doppelgang. But without Heaped Harvest, what are they going to do with their Doppelgang? Yeah, let's take Doppelgang. Llanowar Elf that can't tap for mana. Alright, let's get lost this guy, I guess. And we'll just attack. Alright, Encroaching Dragonstorm. Well, let's drain you for 2. Plan Lightning Helix is perfect. Oh, I should have put the Lightning Helix on top. I didn't count life totals. Well, they need to deal with our board now or they're dead. Rang River Regents. To bounce my stuff. Does let them crack a Heaped Harvest. Alright, I guess we're playing the Voice. Oh no, that was so stupid. Why did I not play the Clarion Conqueror? Silly, silly, silly. Now they can crack their food and their heaped harvest. Alright. That was a terrible play. That was really a terrible play. Yep, this is all because we did not play our Clarion Conqueror. They gained Seals of Life. And now we're dead, right? They can just cast this. Yeah, I messed that up so badly. I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage to them, potentially. They take it. Another Dragon Storm. Burst Lightning plus a land. So let's see. They're going to hit us for 9. And then they're going to sweep. So we're at 3. They're at 7. We can either burn them for 5. We can play this dragon. And then not be able to replay the Dragon Storm afterwards. Yeah, I can't play the dragon as a sweeper because I don't have double black. Well, I think we're leaving the land burst lightning. I don't know. I think we're dead. Yep. 4 damage to each creature. So we'll Lightning Helix you. But they can just do it again next turn. Like, I play a dragon, I bounce these storms, they play their Extinguisher Battleship again. So yeah, we were so close, but we're actually dead. Unless maybe they don't attack. They did not attack, okay. So we'll play this tap land, play this dragon, bounce our stuff. Maybe we can actually get there? Another Meringue River Regions. A good game. Yep. Alright, well, we were very close. I think the critical miss turn where we did not play Clarion Conqueror and they were able to just activate all their stuff cost us, so... J. Elliott 88, the Crafties, our opponents, will be on the play. And we have to mulligan this one lander, unfortunately. But this we can keep. And bottom plains, probably. Infestation Sage. Okay, so it's Sac. We drew double Strategic Betrayal. That's pretty good. Voice of Victory. Alright, let's play a Scrawling Crawler. Sandbender Scavengers. Whenever you sack another permanent, put a +1/+1 on this creature. They don't have any sack fodder currently. Well, I mean, they don't have any sack outlets. They have fodder. They have the mobilized tokens and infestation sages. Okay, shoot the sheriff is good. Yeah, we're gonna shoot Voice of Victory. We'll shock this, I think, on red. And then pass. Servandum. Umbral Collar Zealot. So, what do we do about that? Boy, if only we had a Clarion Conqueror, this would be so much easier. Put a +1/+1 on this when it dies, return a creature. So, we should kill something. What should we kill is the question. Probably that thing, because it brings stuff back from their graveyard, I guess. Something good here, deck. Okay, that's pretty good. Umbral Collar Zealot, down. Okay, they make their insects. They're gonna sack Servandum. Oh no, they're gonna sack a bug to beef up Servandum. Okay, well... So I guess the question is, do we want to lose our Scrawling Crawler? I think that we do. Because we exile their graveyard also. Do we want to kill their Servandum rather? Because their Umbral Collar Zealot is dying. We can make them sack Servandum, which kills our Scrawling Crawler, but it also exiles their yard. Okay. Strategic Betrayal. Blows up our crawler. Bleeds east. More Servandums. Inevitable defeats. I think we pass. We'll pass. Another infestation sage, sure. I think we'll exile probably the Blood Witch. Sephiroth. Vondum, see, we would love to play our Twin Flame Tyrants, but Vondum will kill it when it dies now. So we gotta kill Vondum before we play it. Which, I guess we can just Bitter Triumph to do... We can maybe discard Strategic Betrayal. Or we could just take 3. Well, in any case, we're not playing Strategic Betrayal right now. Alright, we gotta kill Servandum. Alright, they sack their bug to draw a card. Raise the past. Yep, they have to raise the past. Alright. Play our Tyrants. I don't know if this helps us. They're at 22. Of course, because they're a sack deck. Well, our freaking Clarion Conquerors would be nice. Do the Blood Witches target? Target opponent loses life. Yes, they do. We'll block Servandum, I guess? Yeah. He's got Menace, so we gotta block Sephiroth. Another raise the pass, just get back an Infestation Sage. Alright, let's play this Dragon Storm. Burst Lightning. Do I want to Burst Lightning? And or do I want this land? I don't want the land for sure. All they have to do is sack a thing, and then Vondum's just big enough to kill us. Actually, if they just attack with everything, we die. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess maybe I needed to X equals 1 this. Okay, so Crystal Barricades are pretty good. Rest in Peace, absolutely great. Poison the Waters. Lightning Helix, Pest Control. Ride's End. Like, all these cards are pretty good, actually. Don't think we need the Twin Flame Regent. I don't know, I guess we don't have room. So, we'll cut some of this stuff. Because they do draw extra cards, but they're not, like, all in on that. And our other sideboard pieces are more important. I'm going to cut Bitter Triumph. I guess maybe I don't want all of this stuff that can't kill Sephiroth. Yeah, let's try this. One lander, mulligan. Into another one lander. Also mulligan. Okay, we have Rest in Peace and Clarion Conqueror. This is great. The question is what to bottom. Well, I guess Inevitable Defeat. This Dragon Form can help us find land. This Dragon Storm can help us find land number 3, I feel. So I'm gonna keep it and bottom a land and be a little greedy. Okay. Snarling Gorehound. Alright. I think we'll just Corroding Dragonstorm. Pest Control and Land. Those are both pretty good. Yeah, we'll draw Land Pest Control, sure. Servandum. Alright, we'll play this Clarion Conqueror. Bounce back our Dragonstorm. Umbral Collar Zealot. Can't use its ability. But both of their creatures have Menace, so we can't actually block them. Dragonstorm again. Land, we don't want that. Let's play a tap land, and if we're not gonna block, we should attack, I guess. Sephiroth. So we can't kill anything with our stuff. So we gotta block something with our Clarion Conqueror, I guess. We'll just rest in peace. Duress. I guess I should have cycled it, because I might have got a land or a creature. That's stupid. Ah, man. Another missed opportunity. Yeah, I'll block Sephiroth. Corroding Dragonstorm. Strategic Betrayal Ride's End. But we're still just dead, so GG's. Ah, man. With only 3 lands, they managed to do all that to us, too. Boo. Alright, our final record with this Otter Destruction Mardu Mid-Range Brew was a 3-2, and it did okay. You know, we didn't run into any Otter matchups, which is really where the deck shines, and really what the deck is, like, tailor-made to beat, to the extent that it's probably, like, a bit handicapped against other matchups. We're just so all in on this, like, Needlehead crawler plan. What would improve the deck? So we're just a dog against control. That's one thing. Like any deck that has a lot of non-red removal spells, like we have trouble against that. Dimir, which packs all the black removal spells. Anything that's not running like red damage-based removal is good against us, particularly like the control decks. And I don't know what we can do to make that better matchup better for us. We might just have to accept that we're a dog in that matchup if we want to be the deck that just super preys on otters. So yeah, I found the deck a bit clunky. You know, when I initially built this deck, there are 25 lands, which is really, if you look at the mana value, you should be running like 24 to 25 lands, which I cut down to 23 because I have these corroding dragon storms. We still ended up drawing a lot more lands than I would have liked, so maybe 22 lands is doable if we have this degree of like fixing with the dragon storms and the scrawling crawlers. Now, I found myself like, I know the idea of this deck is like we're really more about card selection. Still, like actual card draw would be not bad to have, or you know, access to extra cards, which we have absolutely zero of in this deck, apart from like some scrawling crawler triggers here and there. So it's a little rough where, like, yeah, you have this apparatus that's like, if you're not playing against the Otter deck where you're perfectly set up to like counter everything they do, you have this apparatus that is good at damaging them in this sort of niche situation. Some Firebrain schemes, something to just let us look at a few extra cards so that we can find our good sideboard cards for various matchups. So anyway, I like this deck. I think I like playing Mardu mid-range. Another thing I think the deck could use is maybe more dragons. We have a total of 9 dragons in the main board. We could use maybe a couple more. Like the Magmatic Hellkites are really good. Since the games maybe go long with this deck, it's good to disrupt our opponent's creature lands and whatnot. There's like, we could play Nova Hellkites. Those are perfectly serviceable dragons that give us a little bit more of a clock. So you could, like, I could see boarding out, say, 2 of these corroding dragon storms for like 2 Maze Mind Tomes, Firebrain schemes, something to let you look for extra cards, and then find 2 other slots for Nova Hellkites, maybe in the sideboard even. Because I could see bringing that in against control as like a hasty threat after they, sweep your board or whatever. The Nova Hellkite lets you get in some damage right away, and then it goes into warp so that it can't be targeted by removal on your opponent's following turn. So yeah, I can see adding 2 Nova Hellkites to the sideboard possibly. Maybe 1 in the main. So cut a couple of Dragon Storms for different actual card advantage pieces. Cut 1 other card for a Nova Hellkite in the main, and I would find room for 2 more in the side probably. So off the top of my head, that's how I would tweak this deck right now, were I to like run it back. But we'll see. This is a very tuned deck for a very particular metagame that probably isn't going to exist very long, because like everyone's trying to figure out right now what the best way is to beat the Otter deck, and most people aren't going to go in for like a crazy all-in strategy like this. Really, honestly, like if you're a pro Magic player or something, the best way to beat it is probably with like a mono red deck, just a pretty aggressive mono red deck that gets in its damage really early, has a lot of burn spells. It's running a similar plan to ours with the Razorkin Needleheads, but just kind of much more aggro, where this is a control, really like a mid-range to control deck. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this Otter Destruction deck in Standard, although we didn't get to destroy any Otters tonight. Too bad. If you did and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday and Friday. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you later. Have a good night.